Okay, I am done doing the behind the scenes setup stuff. I hope everyone is doing well so far. And yeah, I will move over to this one. Hello, everybody. It has been a little bit. I will admit, I failed the challenge. I did not plan my week out well enough, but I'm still gonna continue painting those 1,000 points because you know what? If I get those complete, I can then do another 1,000 points after that and just keep doing it there and there until everything gets done. Hello, Eternal! Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well this evening. What's up, Starfighter? I think I got that right. Starfighter. I think that's what you wanted to be called, but cannot remember. So, yeah. Like I said, I failed it. I did not plan well. Beginning of the week, with the snowstorm and stuff, just kind of screwed up my whole plan. And I could have made it back on Thursday and Friday, but I spent Thursday priming these guys, getting them ready. And then my weekend I spent some time hanging out with friends and helping him build his army. So yeah. No, I could handle the storm. It was just late hours. Late hours of work. What I need... I don't think I have it. I don't have a paper towel on it. Oh, I do. Perfect. But don't drink, like, paint, if that's what you're saying you're drinking. Like, I feel like everyone's back does hurt at some point, especially as you get older. So, but, as I was saying, I am going to continue painting up this army. It tastes delicious. Oh god. What does it taste like? Does it just taste like paint, or is there like an actual taste to it? Why am I asking about what paint tastes like at the same time? I don't know, because I'm curious and interested. That's why. I think I need to do a different brush in this one. That one is a little too stiff in the bristles. Oh, extra thin plastic glue. Yeah, I definitely won't be drinking that. Tastes like McDonald's root beer. Well, it's a good thing I never had it. So. But I will say, I actually got to play test this army a little bit this past weekend. On Sunday, I met up with somebody, and I got to play these 1,000 points. I did okay. I did relatively okay with it. I should have been a little more focused on getting onto primaries and stuff. But all the way up until turn 4, I did well. I was down 4 points, and then turn 4, he just got like 12 points on primary, and I only had 3 units and lost my tank. It just did not go well after that. So but I hope everyone's doing well this week and had a good weekend and at least completed what they wanted to get done. Is the whole chat just now devolving into how different paints taste? Like, I was sliding down the hillside, and you wiped around fast, and back slammed into a stump. Oh. That's not fun. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be careful when sledding. You can hurt yourself, pretty bad. Actually, I remember as a kid when I was sledding one day, I don't I didn't like to bail out of the sled and all that stuff, and I was using my hands as brakes for going down, or at least like to slow myself down. Well, it did not work. I went face first into a snowboarder who was trying to take off his board, made him flip up in the air, slammed into the hay bales to stop us, and went up over that and flipped on to the other side. I bit my bottom lip to the point that I was just bleeding. Yeah, luckily that day there was an ambulance already there in case anyone got hurt. And I just happened to be the person that got hurt that day. Okay, can you... I know this whole army is going to look way different than initially. What? You guys just... What are you guys on about? You guys are literally just talking about eating paint. You're all just a bunch of paint lickers. It builds character. Sure it does. It's also how you build a bill to the hospital. Yeah, sledding can be, like, no joke sometimes. If you're just not paying attention or just one wrong thing happens and you pretty much just get ragdolled. Dude, I've been looking at this speed paint for, like, months, debating if I should grab it or not. I should have grabbed and used this one way sooner than any of my other speed paints. This is like the exact blue I want to use for my Marines. But I definitely am not going to be priming them in this way again. I will stick to doing the dry brush method. Dry brushing white and all that stuff because it just looks better. I think, yeah, there was one model I was working on that I dry brushed it on the back and then I painted it and it looked so much better. Oh yeah, it was this one because I was testing. You once tried to do a ling and you fell over and... Okay. How did you screw up your Noise Marines, Eternal? Did you, like, get rid of their guitar or something and they're no longer Noise Marines? I'm just trying to make sure I get everything correct on here. The glow effect did not come out the way you wanted. Happens sometimes. That it does. Ooh, actually, what is everyone's current project they're working on for, like, models and all that stuff? Or not even just models, just in general, like, a project they got going. The hell is up with the back? Huh. That was weird. What do you mean I'm not changing the topic? I'm asking a genuine question. Like, what topic were you guys on about? Oh. 1,000 points of Krieg. Very nice. Jake is on a tirade about freaking glue and paint eating. I think we all have a big pile of like gray that we got to work on. At least I know I'm trying to work on mine. This is definitely one step in the right direction for that. Starfire says, I have finished painting your Raven Guard, and you're building a 2-stage rocket with your university rocket. That sounds like a really cool project to be working on. Dude, I'm terrified to see your guys' hospital bills. Don't eat paint. Don't eat and drink paint, please. I don't care. You still shouldn't eat and drink it, but hey, I guess, Jake, you do you. If you want to live life one paint stick at a time, go for it. I kind of wish I had that problem, Light. That sounds like a really nice problem to have. Okay, Jake, settle down, settle down. Settle down there, bud, before, God, I want to make some sort of joke with, like, the U.S. invading Canada, but that's really not a funny topic. Best when you shotgun a speed paint and those metal balls go in your mouth. Oh, my lord. What do you do to, like, paint them so fast? Do you just mostly do, like, speed paint light, or do you... Or have you just been doing it for so long you just got, like, quick at doing your paint style? Okay. So you just got, like, really, quick at doing it. That is not a bad problem to have. Well, Starfighter, aren't you also dealing with, like, uni and all that stuff? Like, you got other things kind of going on. I do like using acrylic paints. I do... Speed paints do save me a lot of time. I know this model has quite a bit of mess on it and all that stuff. But I think if I really want to do like a good paint job, it's fully using the acrylics and just wet palette and all that stuff. You built it over winter break. Okay. I'm sure your pile of shame's not that bad, Eternal. I'm sure. What, is it like 10,000 points you got just sitting waiting to be built? I wonder... 3 days to get a knight fully painted? God damn, that's fast. You should be the one that did... Like, you're the one I should have, like, had paint my army within a week. It would have been done so fast. Eternal, I feel like I need to show you something. Just so that you don't really feel too alone. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it. I'm going to show Eternal my Space Marine pile of shame. Oh, it's already here. Perfect. So this is my Space Marine pile of shame. Let me get the brush out. I don't know if you've seen this before or not. This is what I got, and I'm trying to paint. And I'm only doing 1,000 points of this. And besides this, I got 1,000 points of... I got another 1,000 points of Custodes, another 1,000 points of Bugs, and 1,000 points of Guard that I gotta do. So, yeah, this is my pile of shame. This is what I'm currently working on trying to bust out. So, don't feel bad about your pile of shame. We all have a pile of shame. No, you cannot steal my dreadnoughts. They are my dreadnoughts. You will not steal Big Jim from me. No. No, Sylph. Or... Sith. No, Sith. You cannot have my Redemptor. I am very happy with my Redemptors where they are. Yes, I can. Stop me. I will happily stop you. Well, Light, there's an easy way to fix that. You can go on eBay or Etsy and order yourself a Space Marine backpack. And then glue it on your Marine, and then your pile of shame's done. Ooh, what's my favorite mini I've painted? I will grab a couple that I've enjoyed painting. Okay. Lore accurate Iron Hands. And you. Okay. So, I have 4 minis that I have enjoyed painting. And I'll show off the first one that made me really realize that my skill was better than where I started. And it's this guy. This Captain with Relic Shield. This is the very first Captain with Relic Shield I ever bought and built. Actually, I have a YouTube short of me building him. I meant to also do one for painting. But I entered this model into I entered this one to my very first painting competition. I did not score very high, but I was very happy with him. And I used him in a crusade for quite a bit, and then I made him a upgraded version, which is the second one I will show. So there's like a half a year difference between these two models in just design stuff. This is my second one that I've really enjoyed painting, and again realizing where oh, my skill is better from where I was at the best. So 6 or 7 months ago, that first one, that's the pinnacle of my skill. And I feel like this one's better for my new pinnacle of skill. This is a custom made Captain with Relic Shield. I kit bashed Emperor's Champion and Master Lazarus together to make this guy. So I am very happy with this one. And then this Intercessor, this was one of the first times I really kind of got my Space Marine paint scheme down. This is I was testing out the scheme, and I had to put it on a model. So this guy is my probably, I think he's number 3. He's number 3 out of my favorites, or number 2. He's probably number 2. And my 4th favorite is this guy. This I did paint on the channel. This was really fun to put together and paint. I had him sitting primed black and white, and then I painted him up, and I did a lot of experimentation with edge highlighting and testing out my Tyranid paint scheme. And this is one where I have a little bit I missed for hitting with paint, and it's in a tough spot, but I'm very happy with him. This is definitely one of my top favorites. One of my top 4 favorites. So, thank you. I appreciate that. Edgy Baby Dragon, I love your name. Welcome to the stream. What is it called? Eternal said, my favorite is either the Sanguinor Dark Angel character. Oh, hello, Rory. Welcome. What are you doing? Are you being a bean? You being a Rory bean? Okay. Well, thank you. For those that are curious, dog burst into the room. And then, let's see. Eternal, reading your thing. Dark Angel character, you forgot the name of Dante and Blood Angels. Juno. No, he's fine, Cole. Okay, Roy. Out. Rory. Raptors are kind of a fun paint scheme. I almost want to say Raptors for that one as well. But I'd say it kind of depends on what you have for like an army already. Okay, then what do you have for Space Marine armies to begin with? Thank you, Edgy. It's nice to see like all my stuff and where I've come from, like where all that. You don't play, you just paint. Okay. That makes things a little bit. Do the Yellow Jackets? I've not heard of that one before. Okay. A very old and very obscure chapter. That sounds like a fun one to read up on, though. Reading up on, like, old Hammer lore and stuff like that. It's always cool to kind of, like, go back and see, like, where... just the random things GW has come up with. Or even, like, what people came up with. Like, I know a few homebrews that, like, became true chapters over time. I think there's, like, one or two that I know of. I can't really say for certain. But I will say, last week I spent quite a bit of time getting more stuff painted so I can have some different models and just Space Marines show up on stream. Maybe a little bit of a bug infestation coming in the near future, but we'll see, we'll see. Like I said, I really should probably focus on Space Marines for quite a while. Do. See you later, Starfire. Ooh. I wonder if I... Now you guys are talking about it. Ooh, salamanders would be fun. I'm kind of tempted to paint some salamander models at some point. I wonder if I should run this guy as a lieutenant with combi weapon. That'd be kind of fun. No. Heresy? Why is it heresy to paint salamanders? Let the salamanders die? What do they do to you? So, this is a, Oh, I take offense to that, Eternal. I take some offense to that. Because I'm a Salamanders lover through and through. This is a Librarian in Phobos armor. But I did try to make him... I was going to run him as Cypher. And then I was like, you know what? I can run him as a lot of things. So, yeah. Dark Angels, they are an army that I have run before. They are fun to use and paint up. I've never done actually proper Dark Angels, but... Oh, I read Cypher's book, and it made me like him a lot more. Actually, most of the 40k books I've read have been Dark Angels. I'm sad there's no good Salamander books out there. Because what got me into 40k were the Salamanders. I believe it's called Cypher Lord of the Fallen. It takes place, like, during the Great Rift. Like, just before the Great Rift happens. Cypher's on Earth trying to get to the Emperor. It starts with him in the Black Cells. I think there's another book that, like, he meets Gilliman. Yes, he is in the Chaos faction. But also, this was at the time where I wasn't sure, like, what I really want to do for an army. So I thought about, like, painting, like, a chapter of Dark Angels, and I could run them as Fallen or, Loyalists. Like, just they're one of the successor chapters. It was a good book. I haven't re-listened to it in a while, but I listened to Izander and Coda's Patreon video about who Cypher was. There's so much information out there. Like, it's obscure information, stuff I didn't know about, but I thought was pretty good. I'm going to actually hit that with a second layer, because... Why don't you do your Lieutenant with Combi Weapon as a Dark Angels? They're Eternal. But yeah. Dark Angels and Salamanders hold a very special place in my heart. If I probably do Horus Heresy, I want to read books that have Vulcan in him. I know Salamanders do not have any good books. I like the idea of the Salamanders. I think it'd be green. It'd be green armor. It'd be like a dark green armor, like very foresty green. Yes, I am, because guess what? It's a speed paint. I'm using a speed paint, and someone recommended, like, why don't you just pour it in the cap? Do I have a list? Like, do I have, like, a list for the army that I'm using? I do. I'd have to pull up my phone and get it, but I can roughly, like, go with that. I do have an airbrush, but I gotta, like, remove my entire stream setup just to use it on my desk. And I'd rather just do the, like, I'd rather just paint on the speed paint. Because I like using a brush. I have used an airbrush before. Like, this guy, I airbrushed the blue on him. And then I went in with acrylic paint and got him to look the way he did. I will say, you guys, like, meaning just chat in general, have given me so many tips on things through, like, different streams and all that. That you've also helped me become a better painter. Because some of you have been doing it for way longer than I have. And all that. I'd like to, at one point, like, airbrushing can fully do an army. Like, I know it's it can be one of the faster ways of doing it, and you can also make it look good. Airbrushing, you can make models look good. It can be a fast way of doing it. It's all like, it's all, I don't know what I want to use. I want to say beautiful, smooth, efficient. Why am I doing that in blue? That's supposed to be orange. I messed up my own paint. I'll grab mine that I use. I bought a cheap $20 airbrush, and I mean, it can't do a lot of the precise things that normal airbrushes can do, but it gets the job done. Let me get this thing cleared off, and then I will grab it. Okay. Now, where's the actual... There it is. So, this is the pump that the airbrush uses, and this is the airbrush itself. And it just screws on. I'd say this is pretty good to do base coating with. So yeah, it just screws on like that. And it's got two modes. It's got high, low, and then off. Little thing here. Fill in paint with this. It's not that bad. Yeah, I've used regular acrylic paint mixed with the airbrush medium in that, and it does base coating really quickly. Like, if you're okay with setting up, I use two things of foam board, and I have one against the wall, and I got one on the bottom. So yeah. What's up, Brush? Hope you're doing well this evening. How are things over in the UK? I feel like this stream is mostly a European-based stream, even though I am an American and I stream from the US. And what I mean is most of the people that view or watch me, I always chuckle at it, are from like other countries but my home country. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm happy to have you. I hope your week has gone well, or the beginning of your week has gone well, and that your weekend was good. I will keep that recommendation in mind, Eternal. I will. I did do a bunch of research into airbrushing or airbrushes before I bought that one. And you're fine. You're all good to lurk. I'm okay with people lurking. Yeah, and that was the main thing. Like, even like for a relatively, in quote, cheap one was still like $100 something bucks. And I was like, I'm not sure. I wanted to see how I felt with an airbrush. And that's why I bought the $20 one. I like it. I use it for vehicles and all that stuff. So, yeah. How's it going, Grim? Hope you're doing well this evening. Light, I'm with you. I'm here in the US. I will admit things are depressing and crazy over here in the US, it feels like. But as long as I am having a good day and I'm surrounded by the people I love and care about, I know it's all going to be good. Yeah, it's the other thing, like a compressor and all that stuff. There are just so many other bits to add to it. I know it's worth it. I think as I get the workshop set up, so like this is my office and all that. But I'm working on setting up a secondary location to do some larger projects in. Honestly, the main thing I gotta get set up there is Wi-Fi, and then I can just start streaming there. Yeah, I feel that. This is... It does feel like sometimes that we're moving to a more 40k like universe day by day. I guess not 40k in general, but like got some of those aspects. So I was like, oh, my hobby's becoming more of like a reality thing. With that same set being there, it's not as bad as my hobby. The real world is nothing like 40k. Ooh, am interested to see how that looks, Eternal. The UK is mad and all that. Yeah. But hey, here's the thing. As long as your loved ones are safe, you are safe, and you can do what you can to support your community and others around you, that is all that you can try and do. And that is all I'm going to say, because I don't really want to get more into politics than what I've already have, because that's not what the stream's about. The stream's meant to, like, you know, just get away from that. Eternal says, because I've never painted non-metallic gold with an airbrush. You see how it goes. I wish you the best of luck. I've seen some people do it, and it will look really well. Scotland's on my bucket list of countries to go and visit. I haven't been to the UK yet. Do I have a Discord? I do. It is in my channel description. So if you go to the description of my channel, it is one of the 2 or 3 links that I have. It is completely free to join. You can go and share any of your hobby stuff, not just Warhammer, any sort of hobby you're into. Whether it be cosplay, which I definitely want to do some cosplay stuff here on the channel, metalworking, woodcrafting, any hobby. Or even writing, whatever you have. Just, I want to see it. I want to see what you guys create, because you all make some amazing things, and you will make amazing things. Also going back, oh yeah, now that I remember after reading back, Scotland is on my bucket list. I've been to Ireland twice. Beautiful country, Ireland. Dublin's a very nice city, but outer parts of Ireland do look better than Dublin. If you do get a chance to, St. Patrick's Day in Ireland is a lot of fun. That is all I will say. If I go to Scotland, I'm going with a couple friends. A friend of mine has, like, family in Scotland. They kind of, like, own, like, a little castle. Not a big one, just, like, a small, like, chateau castle. So I kind of want him to... I want to go with him over there and see that. I might check it out and see. Kind of depends. My mornings, I'm usually busy working on all that stuff. But I might take a sec to check it out. Where else have I been? I've been to France. 2025 is when I went to France. That was fun. That's when I just got into Warhammer. Trying to tell someone you're looking for Lionel Johnson in France with the language barrier, that's an interesting experience. That's a very interesting experience. No, it ain't anything like that, like where we got a lot of money. No, 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 no. But you know what? I'd be happy to buy, if you're legal drinking age, I'd be happy to buy you one as well. I will say I've been very fortunate to do this traveling. I love traveling. Another place I really want to visit, and I got a friend that lives there, is Austria. I either want to go there this year or next year. Dude, the first time I went to Ireland, we weren't 21 yet, but we knew the drinking age was, I want to say 18? It was 18, or like we just turned 21. Or it was something weird. Like we went to like one place and they wouldn't allow us to go in because we weren't of legal drinking age, like US wise. Okay, 18. So yeah, I think like we were 19 when we first went over. And we weren't allowed in one place because we weren't legal drinking age. The place was packed and busy too, so they were like, oh, a bunch of like American tourists coming over. They're probably gonna be rowdy and make like a big mess. We did not. We were very respectful. I would recommend visiting Europe. It's a huge eye-opener compared to how things are here in the US. It is expensive. Depends on when you go and all that. I'm trying to think. Most of the time, you're going to take a 8-hour flight to either Ireland or like Norway. You're going to like fly into another country and then jump over into the UK. Oh, the open air like festival museums are fun. I got to experience one in Ireland on St. Patrick's Day. It was so cool. If I do go to the UK again, I want to check out the Warhammer Museum. And then I definitely want to also go up to Scotland and all that. I don't think I am. I'd have to... I have to Google it. I don't remember the one that I went to. I think it was like near the Ireland like National Museum, something like that. I will check out Dante in a moment there, Eternal. I'm trying to think where else I've been. I do know within like April and May, I got 2 trips that I want to do. No. I want to say no. Would I probably need one? Yes. But I'm not comfortable enough driving in another country, so I would say no. I would probably just take the bus or walk where I want to go, unless I'm going with a friend and they're willing to be the one doing all the driving. Oh, no, I've not been to one of those, Grim, but that does sound like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's a week long. God damn, your neck must hurt by the end of it. Because I'm just thinking like you just banging your head. Noted, noted. Yeah, I know like second week of April, there'll probably be like no streams during that week because I'll be in North Carolina for a wedding. A friend of mine's getting married. North Carolina. Beautiful state. I did check it out last year in January. Okay, if you are from the East Coast, like the East Coast of Northern East Coast in particular is what I'm talking about. And like you've experienced like fall and all that stuff here. In North Carolina, at least where I was, their winter is our fall up on the Northern East Coast. So it was so nice to like walk around and actually like do stuff outside and have an enjoyable day and not be cooped up with a bunch of snow and negative weather. I'm like, or negative degree weather. I'm like, this is perfect. I live down here during the winter. I kind of want to personally. Just like travel down south for the winter and then come back up during the summer. But I'd have to have a job to be able to do that kind of thing, and I don't have that. But besides that one, I'm also gonna try going to MagicCon in Vegas. I think it's MagicCon. A couple friends of mine are trying to plan like a week-long trip for that. I'd like to go to that and check it out. Just have it off my bucket list and all that stuff. But we'll see. It all depends. Having 2 trips within the same month and all that stuff is a big money commitment and big spending and all that stuff, so I might have to just choose to do the wedding over the Vegas trip. You know, Light, how about this? I will trade you something for your Infernus Marines because I love Infernus Marines. I like have whoa. Oh, that is so cool. That's an awesome looking Dante. I gotta work on my non-metallic metal and all that stuff. I've never tried non-metallic metal. That's such a cool thing. Hello, Rory. Are you coming in? Okay, the music's almost over, so I gotta make sure What do you want to see in particular, Light? I guess I more meant it as a joke, but like, maybe? Oh, wait a minute. Are you asking to like see the Dante and stuff? Yeah, let me get an image of that, and I can do that. I'll save that one. And I'll do the Sanguinor as well. I know how to, I don't do it enough. I don't do enough glazing in general. Okay, let me pull up Dante first. You could do that. You could certainly do that. Okay, this is the Dante. I'll make it a bit bigger. Look at my brush out. So, I can't really zoom in much more than this, but I think it looks really good. Oh, I like that axe. It's such a good looking axe. I like the definition too. Having like all the dark recesses and stuff like that. But yeah. I didn't realize you could actually like see the toes on Dante's model. That is kind of crazy. And then let's do the other one. And this is the Sanguinor. Get my brush out again. I like the sword has more light, which I like the most. It looks like this is where you're planning for most of the light to come through was on the right side of the model in this image. I think it looks gorgeous. All that looks gorgeous. So we'll put that away. Put that away. Yeah, I gotta remember to do... I meant to do like, like once a week or something like that. Show off like the Discord community's paint or projects and all that stuff. But the sword wasn't supposed to be bright. Well, it is, and it looks good. I'm gonna take a quick little swig of water. Ah. Well, it looks good for your first time. Or it looks really nice, that being one of your first times with an airbrush.
Shopping with your parents.
I knew there was an ad. There we go. You. There's another one I wanted to listen to as well. Okay, we'll put that back on. Oh, okay. My bad. I feel like the music's really quiet. Oh, now it's coming in. Do, do, do. I don't think there's anything wrong with following a tutorial when you're painting something like that. I don't think you are able to, free paint everything all the time. Well, what you could do to fix that light, or at least what I did when I wanted to get some unique stuff for Warhammer and all that, I'd go on eBay and buy the single mini models, just to be oh, I'll paint this up, or have the spare bits to do stuff with that. So you could go onto eBay and buy like a single model and like combine kit bash that way, or you can go to some 3D print websites. Like I think Dragoon is one that I know of. I've gone a couple bits from them before, but just any sort of places that like 3D print, sell bodies and stuff like that would be perfect to like, I guess, use for kit bashing and everything. Do you also have the Army Painter wet palette? Because that's what this one is. Yeah, I love this wet palette. I do use it. I haven't had to use it in a while. Actually, when I first did a wet palette, I like made my own, and I could have kept doing it that way, but I decided one day to say screw it and bought one, and I haven't looked back since. You know, like, if you want to use the Infernus Marines to, like, make some other characters and all that stuff, do it. The only thing I'll say with that is they are push-fit models, so it could be kind of tough to kit bash them, but I think it's possible. Just kind of, like, keep that in mind with the push-fit models. Actually, a buddy of mine who works at a game store, I don't think I have it in here. I don't have it at all, actually. That kind of blows. He's given me, like, when you go to a Warhammer store and you, like, want a free painting session, they pull out the Space Marine model for you to paint. He's given me 2 of those now for just coming in and playing at the store. So I told him, like, if I come in and, like, play 5 more times, or if I come and play, like, 3 more times, I'll, like, have a whole squad of them now. He's like, yeah, sure, we'll keep coming in and we'll do that. I'm like, okay, fine by me. I'll take another 5 Infernus Marines to add to my army. Okay. Well, if you've already made characters and stuff with them, then I don't see why not just to taking apart and all that stuff. I don't know how many of you guys are on the East Coast or like all that stuff, or at least like close to Maine in state-wise. I'm just gonna like advertise one of the stores I go to. If you ever do come to Maine, you're looking for like a nice Magic and a nice gaming store to go to, Gathering Grounds is a very nice place. It's run by a couple friends of mine. I go there every once in a while to either play Warhammer or play Magic there. I fully recommend it. All the employees there are very nice. I haven't advertised them in like a while there, but it's called Gathering Grounds. They started off as Magic, but they're trying to now push like Warhammer a little bit more. Okay, so your Infernus Marines are already made. You're just deciding if you want to take them apart now and all that stuff. Okay. Honestly, if you were to have them built and painted and stuff like that, I'd say no with cannibalizing them. Because if you do play, it's nice having like a squad of Infernus that can just free hit something and all stuff. Like, it's a good infantry destroyer. It's a really nice one to do fire overwatch with and all that. Because if you do fire overwatch, normally you need to hit on 6s. If you do it with a flamer, it's an auto hit, so it's like, okay, you know it's going to hit. And if you're doing it on some infantry, it's going to take it out. So I'd say no, but if you really want to do it, then go for it. It's your models at the end of the day. Let's see. Is there anywhere that I've missed? Oh yeah, his hand. It's looking right at me. It's pointing at me. Yeah, that is something you can do. I know you probably don't play salamanders. There is a couple salamander character. Couple salamander characters that improve Infernus's like abilities and stuff like that, I think. I'm mostly thinking of Vulcan Histan. Let me just look up. Stan. No, I don't want that. Where's he on? Here we go. Wapedia. So, let's see. His ability. Forge Father. In your shooting phase, select one enemy unit within 24 inches and visible to this model until the end of the phase. Each friendly Adeptus Stardy model that makes a range attack with Torrent or Melta that targets an enemy unit can reroll the wounds. That is huge. And then Seeker of the Lost Relics. First time this model is set up on the battlefield, select one objective marker on the battlefield while this model is within range of that objective marker. This model has the objective control characteristic of 10, a leadership characteristic of 5+, and a feel no pain 4+ ability. It's not bad. He can be equipped to Assault Intercessor Squad, Company Heroes, Infernus, and Tactical. I think most people use him with Tactical. Or not Tactical, with Infernus. Because of his first ability. But I'm not fully sure from there. He's got a 2+ save? It's pretty damn good. Well, you can always just strip them and, like, retry it, their Eternal. And then... Lord. You say your next army is going to be Salamanders, so you'll be using them hopefully soon enough. I'm kind of debating in my next crusade of, like, running Salamanders as well. And then Eternal just being upset that we like Salamanders here. Hey, I am a salamander on your screen. If you got a problem with me, you got a problem. And Vulcan does live. Well, yeah, then if you want to, like, touch them up again, then touch them up. Honestly, I do find that funny. Eternal is screaming heresy at us for liking salamanders and all that. And yet, his name is literally Eternal Heresy. But at the same time, I don't blame him. Not everyone does like salamanders. You eat salamanders? No! I don't want to be on a kebab! God, we don't need another biomass speech going on here. Actually, I'm fully fine with the whole biomass talk. It's just the idea of being consumed personally, I'm not a fan of. What, you want to eat an overcooked kebabs? I don't know. Some people just like their meat being really burnt. Maybe that's something Eternal likes. I'm kind of curious. That'd be interesting if, like, Vulcans actually held up on a held up on Nocturne and all that stuff just for 10,000 years. Oh, do you think that he would be at the end of, like, because Vulcan's a perpetual? Could he be, like, in the desert that, like, just burns you completely? But because he's a perpetual and can keep healing over and over again, he's just, like, chilling there, foraging and all that stuff, taking, like, a mental health day. God, that'd be... I think that'd be interesting. It sounds like Eternal is... Yeah, okay. That's just some... Nothing... Well, this is against you a little bit. Let's say this paint stick was, initially, I liked Eternal 2 up here. Now Eternal sits here for saying he likes cooking salamanders. I am not a fan. What? What? Okay, Eternal, you're not, like, here on the like meter. Oh, did I blue paint everybody? Ooh. Okay. I'm sorry, man. You just said you like eating salamanders. You like cooking them, and especially the blue and orange ones. It's just gonna happen, my guy. But it's fine. It's all good. Okay. I think I only have 2 onto the anvil, into the flames of war. I think is how it goes. Onto the anvil, into the flames of war. It's a very, very good one. Okay, let's stay focused on what I was on about. All that I have left that needs blue paint are these 2 characters. This apothecary that is being added, he is going to be mostly in bone, wraithbone, and all that. So he will actually get proper acrylic paint. And then I will actually switch to a different speed paint and go through that whole process again. Into the fire, onto the anvil is the shorn version. Oh, okay. I need to learn... Not that I need to learn. I don't know all... I don't know their stuff very well. Oh, wait. Is it into the fire, onto the anvil of war? Because what I'm picturing is that, it's a... God, there was a video that Warhammer put out that was a salamander saving a bunch of civilians, and then he meets up with, like, an ultramarine. And the ultramarine, like... I think it's an apothecary biologist that he met up with. And his fellow brothers are, like, in the Necron tomb and all that stuff. I do like Helldivers. I haven't played it in quite a while. Into the fire of... Oh, into the fire of battle, onto the anvil of war. That's the full statement. Okay. Helldivers is fun. That's another good, like, satire universe. I never played the first one. They're making a mini game? Like a miniature game? Well, that's interesting. Okay. Is it like one army is going to be bugs and one is like the automatons and then the regular people? Or is it one of those where it's like there's miniature for both sides? You've already pledged to it. Okay. Oop. I'm going to take a little bit more time with this guy because I want him to actually look really nice. You know, one of the chapters that my Space Marines are made up of is salamanders. Just... there's bot bugs and squids, as well as the Helldivers. Okay, so there's like 3 different factions. Four factions. Yeah, for those curious, I am doing a custom Space Marine chapter. One of my own paint design. They are called the Executioners of the Abyss. And their main army color, as you probably saw with the Intercessor before, is orange and blue and orange with green eye lenses. Oh, it's not a war game. Okay, so it's just like a miniature board game. I take inspiration from the Salamanders, the Dark Angels, Space Wolves, and the Iron Warriors into making my chapter. Okay, it's kind of like a board game. I'll have to take a look at it at some point. I need some more paint if I don't already have some. I think I still have some in there. Yeah, I do. There's a lot in there. Ooh, Rust Hawks. That's a very cool name. I like that name. Made by Steamforge Games. I will have to check them out. What's up, Dream? I hope you're doing well this evening. I like the name Dream Big, Build Small. That's a very, very nice name. But yeah, I am, for those that are new here and don't know, I was trying to do a paint challenge of doing 1,000 points within a week. My week got screwed up, but I'm still doing those 1,000 points because I got to paint my backlog of models. And that's what I'm doing. So, I want to make the characters in my army look a lot nicer. Almost be like the centerpiece models of the units that they do. I think it's very fitting for doing this kind of hobby. What kind of dioramas do you do? Is it like just any sort of dioramas, or are you mostly into like 40K stuff? Yeah, I'm actually just going to cover this skull in blue. It's going to get painted over with silver at any point. Or anyway, so. Might as well. So they're called the Rust Hawks, and they fight the Death Guard. That feels like an interesting combination. Like, that's a very interesting Nemesis army to be fighting. So far, you've done Scale Garage, I think that is, and D&D and Military. Very cool. Very cool. Not Warhammer yet. Fair enough. Warhammer is very expensive. Oh, your brother does Death Card. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense there. Well, Dream, I'm kind of interested to see some of your stuff. If you ever posted any of it, let me know. No, I think stuff like that light is kind of perfect when it comes to this hobby, because if you got friends or anyone that's into the hobby or people that you just meet up with like a lot and paint, I'm assuming on TikTok it's the same channel name and all that stuff. Just to kind of continue my train of thought, I have a friend that is into Chaos Black Legion, so I'm gonna try building some lore around his stuff, like when we play games. And I think my army is gonna end up hating the Tau quite a bit, because one person I play against, I played against him a few times in like kill team and stuff. He runs Tau. I mean, he's done Kroot and all that. But in this last game, it was Tau, and I'm thinking like, oh, this is going to be like fun to build lore-wise with all that. Because I do want to sit down and write lore for like my chapter as well, or for any army stuff I do. Well, hopefully he gets to 1,000 points at some point relatively soon, so that you guys are able to do that. And, all that. I guess one way he could build to 1,000 points is add Mortarion in, but doing models like that in low point games can be iffy. Like, it all depends on how... I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that line of thought. I've just talked with people about, like, oh, I got a friend and he has the... Oh, I mentioned that same Chaos player. I got him, like, Abaddon the Despoiler, and we were only, like, doing 1,000 point games, and they're like, oh, Abaddon's, like, such a... That's true. Dream is right. You can always use proxies as well if it's just between friends. I think proxying is a perfect thing to do. And way cheaper, too. If you're okay with, like, using just whatever to proxy models and all that, then I would go with stuff like that. Probably should switch to a different brush because this one is getting coated with quite a bit of paint, but it's working well still so far. You need oil paint? I don't know if I can help with that. Eternal, weren't you saying you had like a lot of Necrons already that still need to be painted? I don't know if you need any more minis. I think... You know what, Eternal? You do what you want. If you want to get more minis, get more minis. But you were also the one complaining about your pile of shame as well. I don't disagree with that line of thought, Dream, but I'm also the person that has a very large pile of shame that needs to like actually build and paint and all that. It is a pile of potential. I don't know how many I have for Space Marines. I think I have over 3K in points for Space Marines, and then like another 1,000 for Custodes, 1,000 for Tyranids, and 1,000 for Guard. And then I also have a couple Necron models, just like kill team stuff, but which I could continue those. I haven't done any of that stuff in a while. Eternal, I showed you the image for the Space Marines earlier. And I said in that as well, like, oh, I have this, this, and this. Yeah. Honestly, last year, well, I got into Warhammer 2025, but 2026 was a bad year for me. I was going through a lot of stuff, and I just kept spending money because it made me feel better. Oh, yeah, no, I had to, like, sacrifice paying certain bills or certain things here and there. It was a stress. So, I spent too much time, and I also convinced myself, like, every time I'd buy a model, it could be a video that I do on the channel. I never got around to doing that. Yeah, so this year I've kind of like I've halted the brakes. I have enough. I have enough stuff to do. So before I really get any more stuff, I'm gonna complete what I got. Yeah. You get something and then you think like, oh, I'm gonna like work on it and all that stuff. I knew too, getting in the Warhammer, that like, oh, I don't want to be the guy that has like a bunch of models that are like unbuilt and stuff like that. So my rule was I'm not gonna buy anything or build anything until I finish what I currently have. That did not last. That did not last at all. So now I am working on things slowly, bit by bit. See if I can touch any of these spots from behind. Oh, I hit the wrong spot. I was the same way, Dream. We're like, oh, this looks cool. I'll grab it and all that. So yeah, I have a very large pile of potential. I feel that Eternal. I bought the Lion model like when I first got into Warhammer. Oh, geez, they're loud. I gotta shut my door. So I'm nervous about painting the lion because I don't want to screw him up. So I have in my head a number that this channel needs to reach in order for me to feel like I'm good enough to paint him. It's such a nice model. So I fully feel like worrying you're going to mess something up. Well, then you're never going to get around to painting those. I'll just say just paint them. Just get them done. That's my 2 cents on it. There it is. I need this. Yeah, Shepard is fully right. Listen to what Shepard's saying. Okay. That is true. Listen to Shepard. They are fully right. It is only paint. Yeah, like I'd prefer to be using acrylic paint on these guys, but I'm choosing to use speed paint for speed and time and all that. But like Eternal. You've done some pretty good stuff already. Like I showed your Dante and Sanguinor model on here. I thought it was really good. I want to do some more competition painting in general. I should really make a piece and like put it in. There's one in March, which is literally next month. Oh, maybe I won't have time. It depends. It really depends if I want to or not. The other thing is like you psych yourselves up thinking that these models are these big important things, and you just want to do them the respect and stuff that you have for them, which shouldn't hold you back. And what's the name of your charity painting competition, Dream? Well, that's cool. Art from the Heart. Okay. Might have to look that up. I'll push that way. Also, what Chipper said, started this hobby 1 year ago and got about 3K painted of Dark Angels now. Batch painting is the key. That's kind of what I'm trying to do now, is just batch painting. The American Heart Association. Okay. I will. That's the charity that's for. I'll have to see about that. Yeah, I don't know if I have enough time to do something like that. Could I? Maybe. But I feel like a rush job, and I don't want to do a rush job. But I will definitely check it out and throw my vote in if I get a chance to. And if I remember, I will take a chance to pop over there and look at it. Okay, let's get underneath the neck a little bit with that. It is. This is the Reaver Lieutenant. I have a 5-man squad of Reavers right here. I initially painted these guys up in Stormfiend Blue, and then I got my hands on Magic Blue from Army Painter, and I'm more of a fan of the Magic Blue. It fits more of the color that I was going for, and plus, Army Painter Speed Paint goes on so much better than contrast paint, in my opinion. I probably did it way too thick on these guys, but I'm gonna keep going with the different color paints and all that stuff. I'm okay with my army not looking super uniform in color. It's just one of those things. It is much brighter. It was between the Magic Blue or Beowulf Blue, because the regular color scheme of my Marines, I'm going to throw that in there so it can soak for a little bit. This is my regular, like from 2nd Company on the 10th, this is what my Marines look like. You should at least try to paint the blue with an airbrush on ones. Like I said, this guy and his other squad of intercessors, I did that. I might try that. I usually mostly use the airbrush for like vehicles. But yeah, 2nd through 10th look like this. The final color is Regal Blue that I used. So that's usually what I go with. And then 1st Company, let's see, which one do I want to do? I'm going to do this guy. I'll show him off with. 1st Company, because I am somewhat Dark Angel inspired, is black armor with the blue trim here, and we do silver all the way through. Actually, this was the first ever competition piece I made. I haven't done one since then, but yeah. I took inspiration from another homebrew that someone did, and I think they were like the Seraphim of the Abyss. I thought I was going to do an army all in their colors. I chose not to. So then I just ended up, instead of stripping a bunch of models, because I really didn't want to strip that captain in Captain with Relic Shield. So I just decided 1st Company is all in that color scheme. Okay. Now this is a librarian in Phobos armor. Or is it Cypher? Who knows? That we may never know. I don't know. Oh, I should look up and see what those two look like. I don't know, to be fully honest. I need to look up and see what they look like, and then I can weigh in with my opinion. Check. Okay, well, I got a little bit longer before this one ends. Who added me? Someone did down here. Holy crap, I I just looked at the sub count. We hit 300 subscribers. Thank you all for who... Sorry, I'm just astonished. Thank you for everyone that has subscribed. That is a huge milestone for me. I never thought I'd get that. Okay, Eternal. Why not both? Why not do both? Because money. Okay. You said you're not an army painter. Or you don't really do it for armies, but... I guess, which one would you enjoy painting more? Is, what I'll say. Do you think you'll enjoy painting the Emperor's Children more? Or, Saint Catherine? What's up, William? Yeah, I'm doing my own little custom chapter, and their color scheme is blue, but I'm not doing... Oh, I knew that was coming. Listen here. Let's see. What am I feeling? Yeah, I mean, if you think that... Yeah, if you want to do a diorama, then go for it. We are going to go with this music. Yeah, I'm not doing any Ultramarines. Even though I feel like it'd be very close, or it could seem like I am. Darn, I just set this guy down, and now I'm seeing some parts that I missed. I'm going to try my best. Oh yeah, I missed a whole lot on him. Hey, Table, how's it going? I get that, William. It is very cold where I am too. I'm fortunate that I have a secondary space that I can prime my minis at. I'm like very, very lucky that I have that. Because if not, I'd be priming in negative like 7-degree weather currently. So, very happy about that. I hope you're able to get the chance to prime your models soon, and that you can start painting them. I'm gonna have to look up Marine Malevolent. I've heard the name before. I think they're like the ones that really, really dislike civilians and just hose them is the best word I'm going to use. Okay. Now I'm calling that guy good. Back to the librarian. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool to see paint. Or not paint, table. Wow, why did I call you paint? Ooh, I want to see that. You sent your message before painting it? Oh, before finishing it, you mean. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, I understand you don't have it done yet, but when you do, I want to see it. And now... I'm trying to be... I still want to see it either way. I'm trying to be very careful when it comes to these characters. Because like I said before, I kind of want the characters to be the centerpiece-ish models of this army. Or at least, like, of my army. I like the characters to stand out and that they're noticeable. I don't feel like that's very far from the extremes. I am currently painting up a Librarian of Phobos armor, but in total, I am doing 1,000-point army list that I have. Just being very slow and methodical on some of these here and there. I kind of kit bashed, not really kit bashed. I changed some parts out on this one because I thought at the time I wanted a cipher model, but I didn't want to like buy a cipher model. So I took a Librarian Phobos, gave him 2 separate pistols, and stole a sword from the inner circle box and threw that on the back. But I could also run him as a lieutenant with combi weapon, or a Librarian in Phobos armor, which I think all those work. Ooh, The only ones I can recommend are the Army Painter ones, but I haven't really tried anything else. And I probably should try other things. William. But you want an Apothecary for your Marines Malevolent, but didn't want a Primaris one, so you had to go on eBay and spend a lot of money on some Horus Heresy Apothecaries. Oh. Hopefully it wasn't too much. And then table Marines Malevolent are fun to me because they are dicks, but they get the job done. I had Emperor... Okay, yep. Goodbye, Light. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It was nice having you here while you're here. Let's get... Let's get a lot more on that brush. There we go. Well, thank you, Jack. And yeah, the Attilan Rough Riders, they're an interesting model. I don't have any of those, but it'd be very interesting to, like, put them together. Or are you talking about the Krieg Rough Riders? Because I do have those. William says, I just used Timo brushes in the batch of 50s and just cut the bristles to size. And I'm comfortable with it. Cheap, and you get a lot more brushes to toss if you need, unless upkeep. Hey, everyone has something that they find okay. Everyone has a preference for what they want to use. I know when I first started out, I bought like a $9 pack of brushes that were not, or they were cheap. They were like the cheapest out there, and they sucked to use. They were terrible. So now I'm picturing 50 Temu brushes. That's got to be a hell of a chore sometimes with those. Hey, let's not grab the pitchforks right now and just start pointing fingers and all that. People are okay to have their own preferences. William, to be fair, I only use like 1 or 2 brushes at a time, and they don't last me a good few weeks each. I'm not just running through them. Do you have like 500 spare brushes? And then Fire said, I mean, I use the miniature makeup brush. I'm not gonna lie, they are great. Pretty sure they're actual natural hair. I notice they can take a lot of abuse, at least for my nail biting hands. And my nails, I mean butcher nails. And by biting, I mean like they bite me. Okay. I'm gonna have to clean this brush pretty well tonight. I get that, because when I first got an army painter brush, I got it from like the starter set, and I didn't want to use the brush for the longest time because I'm like, oh, these are really good brushes. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to do any of that stuff. And then when I finally used it compared to the cheap ones, I'm like, why did I take so long to switch? These are so good. Now I know there are much better ones. And after saying that, I have 4 or 5 Army Painter base coat brushes because I don't always clean my brushes after a paint sesh. I will take a while to get one clean. I'm trying to be better about it. I'm going to get underneath his foot. I feel like that's not painted properly, but... Or, I mean, yeah, primed. But I'll deal with it. Yeah. That is very true, Flame. I know. I gotta buy some new white paint because my current matte white is just gone by and I've waited way too long to get some new paint. So... I think I'm done with the blue as much as I can be. Okay. Jelly-filled eel? Oh no, jelly eel? What the hell is jelly eel? You know what? No, I don't want to know. I have no interest in knowing what that is. Keep that to your own crazy country palate stuff. Hey, beans on toast are not bad. I will defend beans on toast. Those are good. And I'm saying that as an American. What's up, Starfighter? Wow, that was a long time for you to get batteries, but I hope it all went good. Okay. Okay. I have a choice. Do I want... Okay. So I'm going to pull out all the other paints I'm going to use. Should the next numerous color I'm going to use is black? Because it's the part that's going to be the most painting next. But I also want to continue, because I just finished this guy, move on to him. I don't know if I should do him in... Like, I'm trying to think of his robe. Do I do his robe in black, or do I try and do it with this brown I have? Oh, you're good. I was just... You're all good, Starfighter. What are you guys... Are you guys arguing about food? Really? Oh, jeez. I don't know. I'm afraid if I do... I can't decide if I do black for the outer robes or brown. No, we're not talking about eating paint again. Oh my lord. I think I'm going to go with black on the outer robes. And the inside, I will probably do a different color. I might do green. I might do green for his inner robe. Just have a little bit of different color. Because I gotta have green somewhere that just kind of pops out. How's it going, Hal? I hope you're doing well today. Yeah. And we are going to go with a different brush than this one. Because I don't like to mix up those brushes. Okay, we got that one. Ooh. I do got one more basing brush. It's brand new. Might use that later, depending on how it goes. Ooh, I want to get into doing some kit bashing again. Kit bashing is so much fun. But yeah, trying to like figure out what you want to do next and all that stuff can be very tough. Let's see, do I gotta clean it? I probably need to clean that inside real quick. Let's give that a quick clean. Hey. No challenging the duels here. No duel challenges during stream. After stream is fine. During stream, no. And as much as I probably shouldn't, I'm just going to wipe that down. Just so I know it's clean. I gotta spend some time actually clean this workspace a little bit. Okay. That's good to hear, Hal. I'm glad that you're enjoying those models. set these over here. Okay. There's not enough paint on that brush. Oh, geez, there's so much paint on that one, but that's fine. Yeah, black was the right choice for that one. Turnips are really good. Before Europeans had potatoes, they used to use turnips like potatoes. So, very good. Somewhat similar in texture and a little bit of flavor. I'm watching with both eyes, Eternal. Are you a loyalist or a heretic? I'll have to check out this Turnip 28. Also, William, you said the kit bash you want to do is... I'm not trying to pronounce that. The first ever Chaos Sister of Battle. Okay. I do know of her. In the lower 40k, you want to make her and have an official picture of her. You're just stuck on how to do it. Chaos does have a lot of very interesting models, I will admit there. I'm very excited for the new Chaos models that are coming out. I'm even more excited for the new Iron Warriors model that's coming out. Because I think Iron Warriors would be the only Chaos army that I would do. Where's my knife? Nah, give me that. That'll work for what I want. I have this one little hair on this brush sticking out. There we go. Oh, we got another biomass junkie. No, like I said, the biomass stuff is fine. I did mention this in Discord. It's... yeah. Okay, now I need to really focus here. Uh, yeah. I definitely agree with that table. I don't know if they'll do like an Iron Warriors army anytime soon, but it's definitely the one I will do. I'm definitely buying that Iron Warriors model that's going to be coming out, and I'm probably going to turn it into a Captain and Terminator armor and run it in my army. I know it's supposed to be chaos, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make him loyal to the Emperor. I think if I was younger, like back in high school, if I got into Warhammer, Iron Warriors would have been the army I went with, most likely. That or Salamander. So it could have gone 50-50, but that's just what I would assume with myself. Okay. I apologize for not being so chatty. I'm like trying to be in focus mode when it comes to these characters because I want them to look good. So I'm trying to make sure I get as much covered and painted while I can. And now, table says my homebrew was a loyalist fleet based chimera between Emperor's Children and Night Lords. So they're all either depressed or crackheadish. Oh, God. That is a combo to be. That's a hell of a combo. Hmm. Probably should have done a different color than black for the robe, because I realize he's got these tubes that are going over his body, and I should have made those. Well, those are going to be black either way, so now I'm like, ooh. I'll make sure I do the inside of that robe too. Noted. That is very much noted there, table. I will keep that in mind with my chapter. I feel like my chapter went through some suffering in the last crusade I played in. We had absolutely 0 wins. Nobody won, and we lost our first company captain at the very end of the crusade. Okay. Look at that. I need to bring this up closer to you guys to see at some point, because I know you guys can't see JS with it. At least with it currently. So, bring it up closer for you guys to see. The speed paint and with the way I did it, I think has given me some pretty good shadows and stuff with the arms and all that. It's hard to see with the black, but the black has worked really nicely as well, giving me some higher and dark spots. You just want no one to be happy in your chapter, huh? Well, okay. That sounded a little bit rude. Tech not being able to work with them, I think is very interesting. Only like dreadnoughts and stuff are what work. I think that's very interesting. That's a very interesting thing to do for that chapter. Okay. I wasn't trying to give, and then I realized, oh damn, I said that. So, I think it's definitely interesting. Oh, I missed the inside part of his hand. Okay. I guess that's one way to have something, to have a group of characters in Warhammer be eternally suffering. Which is kind of what Warhammer is. It's just eternal suffering with no end in sight. Yeah. And we go through. Yeah, honestly, orcs are really never suffering. They're enjoying everything. You know, I did read a orc / guard book on accident once. It was the best accident I've ever made. It was a very good book. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I would recommend it. I think it was like part of a series from the way it made it, the way the or pretty much the way the book made it sound. What thumbnail are you making, Eternal? I've tried it once or twice. Not... Didn't really stick with it that much. I'm sure I could pick it up again at some point, and then, like... There's really only a few characters I really want to pull from that. But I'm just not sure how to do their story missions to end up getting them. I will admit, I do look at 40k Tacticus in the same way I look at Raid Shadow Legends. And that's not in really good light, to be fully honest. Like in this channel, I will admit now, if I ever get sponsored, I'm never going to get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends because I refuse to play that game. I think it's a terrible fucking game. But that's just a personal thing. So I do see, like, 40k Tacticus in the same light of it just being like a weird cash grab style thing. And then you saying that it's mostly gambling just kind of reinforces that in my head. I'm not going to be able to get that. Just hit a part I didn't want to hit. There's a Rise of Kingdom Warhammer game I remember playing a very long time ago. Funnily enough, you could pick a chapter and each one gave you a buff. You picked Blood Angels. That's how you became that's how you end up loving Blood Angels in 40k. Well, that's interesting. I mean, everyone finds a way of, like, getting into Warhammer, or they're so choosing chapter differently. And it's a fun kind of gambling. Okay. And it was just, ooh, red guys, basically. Fair enough. Oh yeah, I need need to do the rest of these backpack. Then I'd say those two things did their job. Space Marine 2 Prestige was so utterly demotivating it to actually grind it. Yeah, I never really, like, at least for me personally, never worked toward trying to prestige stuff like that. I just want to play for fun. And when you just make it be this big, like, oh, I have to reach this part, it's no longer fun. So it's just not worth playing at that point. I think the hard part now is, like, Space Marine 2 is a repeat cycle of, like, oh, you do these couple missions. They have updated it here and there, and the updates have been fun. But it doesn't... You gotta be a dedicated player to, like, want to play it all the time. And I'm not gonna be that dedicated of a person to continue it. At least that's me personally. I'll pop on every once in a while when I want to feel like a Space Marine and just have some fun. But if I want to feel like a guardsman, I go play Helldivers. Not that I've wanted to feel like playing like a guardsman anytime recently, but that's just kind of the comparison I've made between the two. Commune. There. Table says, fair, I don't play for more levels either. You play for more fun, and when you put all your levels away and have to earn all your perks back, it can be very annoying. Yeah, actually, I do agree with that. Because Jump Pack, the Jump Pack Marine was the one I played the most. And I, like, got to, like, the first... Like, I got all the way to, like, 20, and then I got to that first perk, like, point of being like, oh, you made it to 20, and now you do this. And restarting is annoying. It is annoying and kind of sad, because, like, oh. I guess coming back to it, yeah. It is Assault. Assault is a lot of fun for me to play. But, like, when you step away and then come back into it, and then you add the perks and stuff back, it then becomes that fun part again, but getting to that point of, like, oh, at the 20, all that, not so much fun. I guess what I was trying to say there is, like, taking a break is good. Taking a break from the game to then, like, you mostly played Vanguard. You just like hacking and slashing Tyranids. That is the most fun part. Just mowing down through the enemies is so much fun. I think it's just the guns that are left. this will have to be the most black I have to do on any of these models. Just for the fact is his robes took so much time. I think I will do one more thing. Oh, how's the new Tech Marine class? I saw like some stuff on it. Looks like you can make turrets and like heal them, I guess from what I saw. If they added a meta class, they should make it so that when you heal, you remove a wound that is on like a player. Haven't played it yet. Okay. It's 10. Starting to get a little sleepy. It's not good because I want to actually... want to finish this guy. Wait, have they not added it to console games? I've tried Dark Tide, but the game crashes before I even get to the loading screen. I can probably try it now after like updating. There's something like that I updated to get Monster Hunter Wilds working, and that might have fixed whatever was happening with Dark Tide. But I've tried. I haven't played it since. I want to play it. It is. I do want to try that and Rogue Trader. I have Rogue Trader. God, freaking warp taint abominations. I have played Vermintide. Vermintide was so much fun to play. I played that with 3 other buddies. It was like one of the best games. Sorry there, folks. I am becoming a yawning idiot. And well, I hope they update it for you soon, table. And that you're able to try it and see how it goes. Come on. There you are. Later, Starfire. I'm probably not going to be on for too much longer. I want to finish up all the black on this model and then probably call it a night. I didn't make a whole lot of progress, but I made some progress. Feels good to at least make some sort of progress. let's see. I keep dipping this back in over and over again. Okay. Just kind of show you guys. So next time that I stream, I will... Oh, no, there's a spot I missed. I'll probably continue with this guy. Because the next thing I want to do on him is green. And that's really only for his... this gun and his hood. And the inner part of his clothes. Or do I have time now to test it? I kind of want to test it now real quick. And see what it looks like. I don't think it'll take that long. Yeah, I'm gonna test it right now. End of February comes out. Well, at least for console. I'll have to check it. Yeah. You just start February. Shouldn't be that far down the road. Okay, let's see how bad this looks. That's not that bad. We're gonna set that there. I also want to try Rogue Trader. I've had that since Baldur's Gate came out. Or like, yeah. So like when it came out, I bought it as well. And I haven't played it yet. And I do want to give it a try. It sucks it came out like the same time Baldur's Gate did. Because it sounds like it would have done really well if it wasn't for that. And... Baldur's Gate is so much fun to play. If you are a D&D fan, I recommend it. If you have an interest in getting into D&D, I would recommend it as well. It's not a one-for-one. That's the big thing you gotta keep in mind. It's not a one-for-one. But it improves some things that the tabletop does not. I believe it's like it's a way better ranger class than what's in the tabletop system. I actually like that green quite a bit. It's a very interesting little color pop. Glad I did that over like doing brown or something. I know, as I'm painting this reminds me of like another Dark Angels character that has been made. It's a librarian that's like in blue armor, but has like the robes and stuff as well. I don't know his name, but I've seen him once or twice. And I'm like, why does he have blue armor compared to like all the other like Marines and stuff? So yeah, this guy's kind of giving me like that vibe. Yeah, he did seem to have like an old... Yeah, it was Ezekiel. Ezekiel. I just butchered that, but... Yeah, his model did look pretty old. I know I'm wasting a bunch of paint by doing that, but we're going to leave it where it is. So that's all I need to do for green on that guy. Oh, I could have done the handle of the sword. Oh, in Dark Angels, is it just all librarians are blue? That would be... That's interesting lore I didn't know about. But, here we go with this guy. I think he's starting to look pretty good. We'll definitely have a little bit more work to do. And then I got a few more. We'll go from there. So it'll be just doing a bunch of black next time, which isn't as bad as the blue. The thing with the blue is I just had to cover so much, and I'll have to go back over and touch a couple things. No, because I've seen people paint, like, Salamander's Librarian in green, or, like, other, like, the normal chapter colors. I didn't know it was, like, all librarians are supposed to be blue. Because I don't paint mine all in blue. Ha! Huh. Well, that's new for me, but... First, I just got a little spiel I'm going to do, and then I'm going to call it night. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. And if you want to be a part of the community and stuff like that, well, first, if you enjoyed the content and want to see more of it, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to also be a part of the community, I have a Discord in my channel description. It is completely free to join. Come there and just show off any sort of hobby you're into. Not just Warhammer, whether it be like metalworking, woodcrafting, cosplay, reading, any sort of hobby you have, and you want to share about it, you want to geek about it, that's a place to come and share it. Also, if you want to support the channel physically, I do have a Ko-Fi or Coffee account that you can donate to. It is just for doing upgrades to the channel, hiring an editor, or just improvement on the channel. But with that all being said, you don't have to do any of that. Just having you here, hanging out, chatting, not chatting, just being a part of the streams is more than enough. I do this as much for myself than anything else. It's just a place I can come and relax and hang out. And, yeah. So, with that all being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.